All praises to the Most High. Hallelujah. Glory to the King. I hope you all are doing well. I pray the Most High be with you, giving you a good week and helping you get this far into the week. And even if you had some challenges, maybe I pray that he's able to show you some value in what it is you're going through, because everything that we go through serves a purpose. Everything we go through is to mold and shape us and to grow us in the way that he has designed us to be, help molding and shaping us to his image. So as we're growing up, we get a lot of exposure and different influences that are pushing and pulling, tugging us. So here's some advice I would give to the youth, help you guys avoid some of the mistakes that I've made. Maybe you guys can avoid going down different paths that I've took. I pray you can get some value out of this. Whether you're young or even if you're old, you can learn something from this. The first thing is to stay connected to the Most High. Staying connected to God. This will help you so much. And this is the main point that's going to lead in, cover every other aspect of what I'm going to talk about. Because the main thing is staying connected to God, the Most High, Elohim, Yahweh, the Most High Yah. Whatever resonates with you, let the Spirit move. Let Him minister to you. So staying connected to God, the Most High, Yahweh, Elohim, this will help you avoid mixing and mingling and getting caught up in the affairs of the world. You know, a lot of times when we're growing up, we may have a family member or relative that they show us the path of righteousness. They teach us about prayer, fasting, faith, hope in God, faith in God. You know, they sow seeds of righteousness in us, and then, you know, middle school and high school comes. What happens? Our bodies start changing, different chemicals and various things through puberty start developing and shaping us and playing a role in the way we feel, way we think. And, you know, we start to get curious. And so we can tend to stray from what we first grew up knowing. So my advice to the youth is staying connected to God, staying connected to Yah. This will help you so much because, like I say, as we get older and we get into middle school, high school years, you know, you get a little bit of knowledge, but at the same time, you're still innocent. You're still pure. You're still you're still innocent. You haven't really learned everything. Now you may think you have, because that's kind of what happens. We get a little bit of head knowledge, then we just think we know it all, and we think we can make our own decisions. But how's that work out for you? Gaining a little bit of knowledge and thinking you know everything and you're old enough to make your own decisions. How's that work out for you? I pray that it can work out well, and so you don't make mistakes that I've made or go down paths that I've seen other people take, or even paths that I've took myself. Staying connected to Yah. Don't worry about the affairs of the world. You know, what everybody else got going on, you know, because you're going to, especially if you go to public school, you're going to see other classmates, or whether it be people in your community, they're going to start, you know, exposing you to different things that you may not have even heard of. Like, and you get curious. What is it they're doing? What is it they are talking about? What are these things? Now, I've never even heard of this stuff. And so having a solid connection, staying connected to Yah, this will help you avoid the affairs of the world. Like New Age, you know, we grow up and we may be getting influenced or exposed to all these other different spirits, whether they be Ouija boards, tarot cards, horoscopes, different things like that. And it's not some innocent thing. It's not just some little game board or a stack of cards. You know, these have spirits behind them. You're playing with demons. So if you stay connected to God, this will help you avoid being exposed and opening portals to other spirits that are not righteous and that are detrimental to your spiritual growth, your health, and your development, and even in your physical or your emotional too, because this can lead to a lot of anxiety and depression. And I mean, it's all based off of spiritual warfare. You know, you've cracked portals and you're allowing these demons into your vessel. Next thing is to don't let your youth pass you by. What do I mean by that? Enjoy your hobbies. Enjoy being young. You know, so many times we get older and we lose focus on what we used to enjoy. As you get older, you're going to be hit with responsibilities, and you tend to slow down on the things that you used to love doing, whether they be football, basketball, street hockey. You know, street hockey was cool, or skateboarding, or different things. Like, we get older, we go through this mundane routine of just going to work, tending to bills, tending to the house, all these different responsibilities. And, you ask somebody, like, what are your hobbies? They may tell you what their hobbies are, but then you can go on and ask them, like, when's the last time you did that? And they're like, hey, I don't even know, man, it's been years. And it's a sad reality. Like, many of us, we like the idea of our hobbies, but we don't actually stay with them, enjoy them. So don't let your youth pass you by. For me, I spent so many summers, middle school, high school, I spent so many summers just working. I had several girls interested in me, and I just brushed them off because it was like, no, I'm about to chase this money. And it's so vain, so carnally, that you miss out on opportunities. They could have been solid relationships. And not only that, but just friends too. Friends would be like, hey, we're going to the pool today. We're going to go to the park. You try and meet up with us? You want to join us? And it's like, no, man, I'm going to be working. Today I'm working. No, I can't do it. No, I don't want to. No, I'm working. All these different things. So, and in some ways, this did me wonders because it kept me busy, kept me out of trouble of what could have gone wrong if they were up to bad activities, that getting caught in the wrong place at the wrong time. So some ways this did me well, but a lot of it flew right by. My youth, it just went right by. You're going to have so many years ahead of you to be working. You got a whole life long, if it be in the Father's will, to live for a long time. You're going to have years of working. So don't be too fixated on that. Enjoy your youth while you got it. Enjoy your health of being young and springful, because here's another thing too. As we get older, we have to slow down. I mean, we don't have to, but we generally slow down with the activities we do, because there's a sense of, there's that thought in your mind, well, I got to be able to make it to work tomorrow. If you're a football star, maybe you have to slow down. You don't do tackle football anymore. You may start going to hand tag and flag football, whatever the case is. Or, if you're into dirt bikes, skateboarding, you're not going to go your hardest. You're not going to try the most dangerous tricks, because that's still in your mind. Like, I got to be able to make it to work tomorrow. So while you're young, while you've got the health, enjoy your youth because you have less responsibilities. You know, you can afford having a broken wrist. You know, you still got really all you got to do is go to school and just listen to your parents or your parental guardian, whoever the case is, whatever the case may be. So don't let your youth pass you by. And if you are working summers, that's great, but save your money wisely, because I spent so many summers working, and while it did me good, what do I have to show for it? You know, I started a business and it was growing, it was picking up, but what do I have to show for it? I spent it all on trying to get lit, spent it all on toys, chasing vain materialism. So yeah, not chasing vanity. If you are working, save wisely. Enjoy your hobbies. Don't let your youth pass you by. And the other thing too is staying off of the substances, whether it be drinking, drugs, whatever the case is, staying off of substances. This will help you avoid so much trouble with law enforcement, avoid pullovers. This will help you financially. It'll save you money, and even it'll preserve your health too, because a lot of that stuff may not have an immediate effect, but after so much of it, it's going to start wearing down. It's going to start taking a toll on your health. And here's the deal with substances. My advice is you are far better off not even knowing what they feel like, taste like to begin with. Because what's going to happen is you try it first time, you may not get any feeling off of it. It may not work the first time. So, you know, you get curious and you try it again, like, maybe this time will be different. Maybe this time it won't be as bad as the first time. Maybe this time I'll enjoy it. Well, after a certain while, your body will develop a tolerance to it. And once this tolerance builds up, then addiction happens. Your body develops a tolerance to the point where now you don't even do it for pleasure. You do it just because you need to survive. You can't even eat without it. You can't even sleep without it. You can't even go through any hardships in life or challenges without escaping it, run into that for an escape to cope with things. And so you're far better off not even knowing what they feel like or taste like. And this will do you so much wonders, because a lot of the times we forget how to live sober. We forget how to just really enjoy life in our natural state. You know, our bodies are holy temples of the Most High, and we need to honor and cherish that. So that leads me back to the first thing, is staying connected to God. This will help you stay sober, vigilant. Another thing too is you don't need to fit in. Quit trying to fit in. You know, there are going to be so many groups and cliques that you might think are cool, or you might think that you need to fit in with, when really they don't care. They've got their clique, they've got their butt buddies, whatever the case is, you know. So don't fit in. Don't try to fit in. Enjoy being a loner. You know, if you're a loner, that's fine. It'll keep you out of trouble, because trying to fit in will get you caught up in the wrong crowd. Fitting in will get you caught in the wrong crowd, lead you down a path of destruction that you don't want to go down, get you caught up in unnecessary legal trouble or anything really. It could be various stuff, various things. You don't need to fit in, be a loner. And here's another thing too. You're trying so hard to fit in, and there's a situation that happened. Somebody this guy, he was a cool dude, but he didn't understand that he was already cool, and so he wanted to fit in with a certain crowd, and actually ended up in the hospital over it by trying to fit in. Now, he recovered well, but it's just sad because a lot of times we think we need to fit in. We do things that are compromising our morals and our ethics of what we grew up on, or our foundation of beliefs. We start to compromise those, all because we want to appeal to a certain crowd, or we want validation. We want to be able to fit in when they really don't care for you. They may not even care for you. But here's the thing too, though. For somebody who, like, you may not fit in with a certain crowd, but if you go to a different crowd, they may think you're so much cooler than what the first crowd that you're trying to fit in with would think of you. Because, and these people that, if you fit in, if you're trying to fit in with the crowd that you want to be with, they may not even care for you. They may just be, what am I trying to say here? If you can change the crowd that you're trying to fit in with, you may encounter people who have so much more compassion and actually care for you, rather than the cool crowd that you're wanting to be a part of. And in each crowd, each clique, there's always like two people that are the closest, and the rest of them are kind of just there. You got like a lot of groups. There's like the sport kids, there's the thugs, there's the country boys, there's the nerds, the geeks, whatever the case is. And a lot of the times with the popular groups, there's always like two or three people in that group who are really close, and then the rest of them are just kind of there. They're just kind of there. They don't really have a close connection. They're just more of like, they're more just like there because they're one of the other people in that group. Not trying to fit in. The only person we need to try to fit in, the only group we need to try to fit in with is the Most High. We want to try to fit in with His kingdom. Hallelujah. We want to hear, "Well done, thy good and faithful servant. Enter in." Enter in. Brother Samuel, blessings, brother. I hope you're doing well. May the Most High be with you. Going over some advice I would give to the youth. A lot of us, we go through things and we make mistakes because we're led by our own. Like growing up, we get a little bit of knowledge and we think we know it all, and we think we're old enough to make our own decisions. And these decisions can really get us down a path of destruction, and really mislead and misguide us because of what we think we know. So maybe I can help the youth avoid the mistakes I've made. And even if you're older, I pray that you can get some value out of this, because everybody's at different stages in their growth. For me, when I first came into reading the Bible again, I brought God's been faithful. Yes, hallelujah. He says, "Thanks, bro. It's been tough. It's tough, man, but God has been faithful." Yes, He's been our helper, and we just need to let Him continue to help us. And when we can take a step back and surrender our lives to Him, it really can build up a powerful testimony for others of what He is capable of. He's a jealous El. He's a jealous Elohim, a jealous God, and He wants to be known. He wants people to be aware of what He's capable of. He wants all the glory, honor, and praise And so if we can get out of the way, let him work, he can really build up a powerful testimony to be able to share with others and enlighten them. Thanks, bro. It's tough, man, but God's been faithful. Yeah. And that's what's challenging too, is it's tough, man, but God has been faithful. Yeah, we tend to not see the bigger picture of what he's actually doing in our lives. A lot of times we get fixated on the current moment of our circumstances, and this can be really challenging and discouraging. So moving right along, yeah, you don't need to fit in, be a loner. We want to fit in with the Most High. We want to fit in with his kingdom. That's really the only crowd we need to try to fit in with. Last thing is looking out for the underdog, having integrity. This can do you so much. You have no idea the difference that it can make on somebody's life by you being guilty just by association. Like if you're around a crowd that would be bullying somebody, they're giving somebody a hard time, just by you being involved with them, or just like, you don't even have to be doing the pranks. Just by you laughing can really make or break them, because they might see you as a cool person caught in the wrong crowd, and by them seeing you laugh or being involved with those people who are bullying them, that could really change their view on you. Like, dang, I thought this person was cool, he actually seemed kind of decent, and here he is, he's joined in with them, and look what they're doing to me. But another thing too, looking out for the underdog, having integrity, not joining into bullying, help the weak, because this is not just some little game, some little prank or jokes that we're doing. When people are bullying, this can really, it's not just some joke. This is a life and death matter, because you don't know the battles that are unseen. You don't know the battles that are not spoken about, and you don't know the battles that go on behind closed doors. So somebody could really be going through it in their home life, and when they come to school, and then to have to deal with you and your group that's bullying them, you're playing with somebody's life, man. You don't know what little thing can really set them off. I've already lost one person to suicide, and it self-deletion. Facts, man. I was bullied in high school like crazy. That's sad too, because it happens to so much of us, and a lot of times the crowd that's bullying doesn't okay, let me finish this thought. The crowd that's bullying doesn't really understand the severity of what they're doing. But here's something that I have noticed. The people who bully are usually bullying. People who are bullies are actually weak. By them bullying, they have a weakness that they haven't been able to conquer, and so they have to act tough. They have to act like they're stronger or better. Shabbat shalom, brother. We're the Sword Ministries. We're doing this again because yesterday I was abruptly interrupted by the Hasatan. I agree. Yes. So the deal with bullying, a lot of the times it's a weakness within that person who is the bully. They have been through similar trauma, and so they don't know how to rise above that. And so what they do is they take it out on the next person, because it's really a generational curse. It may not be from generation, but like from, they may have had somebody bully them in the similar way, and so they haven't been able to become stronger. And so what do? They need to act out the same. They have to perform the same acts on somebody else so that they can feel like they're strong in that area. So looking out for the underdog, having integrity. Man, I had a neighbor friend I grew up with. He taught me skateboarding, and then when he quit, I was still skateboarding. And when he got back into skateboarding, I was able to teach him. So that was kind of cool. He taught me, and then later I got to teach him when he came back after quitting. But this brother, he took himself out, and it's really sad too, because he just reminds me of the person who looks out for the underdog. He, whether in the neighborhood, whatever game we were playing, he'd always be so welcoming and like, hey, you come join us. Even it doesn't matter you don't know how to play the game. We'll show you. We'll give you a rundown on what we're doing, how the game works. And he's just so welcoming and always like looked out for the person that is kind of rejected or pushed to the side. And another thing too, like for me, I've had older people look out for me. I think it's really because of one of my sisters. I got a few sisters, but say like I was in freshman year, and there'd be like a junior or a senior who'd be like, "Hey, Noah, you good? Anybody messing with you?" And while this was great, but I really think they were just trying to get through me to get to my sister. But the power it had too, because it's like it shows that dang, somebody might care for me. They may actually be wanting to step in, and if somebody is picking on me, they're going to handle it or address it, help me to be with me so that I can address it. And so looking out for the underdog, this can really uplift and encourage somebody else, make them feel like they're not weak, they're not just some coward, feel like they've got support around them. I relate. Yeah. Hey, if you got any siblings that people would get with you or get through you to try to get to them, man, it's crazy. They'll start being all cool to you. But if you guys got any questions, comments, drop them in. This is just some advice I'd give to the youth. I got more advice, but these are just the main points. Staying connected to Yah. Don't worry about the affairs of the world. Don't let your youth pass you by. Enjoy your hobbies. Don't spend all your summers working. You don't need to fit in. Be a loner. Those groups, those cliques, they got each other. They got their butt buddies, whatever the case is. Staying off drink and drugs. Stay connected to Yah. Yeah, looking out for the underdog. Having integrity. This can do you so much and help you avoid mistakes that I made or get caught up in things that I got caught up in. I pray you all can find some value out of this. May the Most High be with you. Happy Sabbath to you all if you made it this far. Peace and blessings. Shabbat Shalom. All praises, all honor, all glory to the Most High. Hallelujah. Glory to the King. Bless y'all. Shalom.